Sauron was not evil. He was right. And that's the problem. Let this land on you. What if the greatest villain of all time was the only one who truly understood how to save the world? We've been taught to see him as a monster. But what if that's the lie they needed you to believe? This is not a war between light and dark. This is what happens when good decides it knows better than the world.
Sauron was right, and that's the problem. Act 1. The Architect of Paradise.
We know the final act, the ring in the fire, the tower falling. But here's what they never taught you. Picture Tolkien in the trenches of World War I. Grimy canteens, huts full of blasphemy and smut. Surrounded by real evil, he created Morgoth to make sense of it all. This wasn't academic philosophy, this was survival. Every sentence he later wrote about evil began here, in mud, in blood, in fear. And he gave us this key that changes everything. In my story, I do not deal in absolute evil. I do not think there is such a thing, since that is zero. Let that set. The Creator himself says Sauron wasn't pure evil. This changes everything. Before the world began, there was a song, and one voice sang with perfect precision. Myron, the admirable, not a warrior, an architect. Then he heard Melkor, the ultimate creative ego, the first being to say, my version is better. And be honest, if you lived then, you would have followed him too. Myron didn't hear destruction, he heard efficiency. When the war ended, the gods offered Myron redemption. Just admit you were wrong. He couldn't. Tolkien reveals why. He could not face the humiliation of recantation. Can you feel that? The genius who cannot kneel. And here is the most dangerous thought a mind can have. I am too right to bow. So he walked away. He was not a monster who wanted to destroy. He was an architect who wanted to build.
Act 2. The Golden Trap.
The Second Age dawned. He returned as Anatar, the Lord of Gifts. And he was magnificent, still beautiful, not unless all reformers are wholly evil. His offer, let us make Middle-earth as beautiful as Valinor. Who says no to paradise? This isn't about Middle-earth anymore. This is about you. He wasn't lying. Order was salvation. Control was mercy. This is how tyranny always begins, not with screaming, but with promises. They forged the rings of power, a golden age of collaboration. They weren't forging jewelry, they were forging his empire. Then, the One Ring. The reformer reveals himself as a king. Sauron didn't wear skulls, he wore solutions. The ring is a mirror. It doesn't grant desires, it exposes them. If you think you would resist it, good. The ring loves confidence. But the Creator made a fatal error. He put his own power into the ring. He was building his own cage. Every tyrant believes he's building a throne. History proves they're always building a tomb. Stop. If you're still here, it means part of you understands him. And that should scare you. From here on, it's about you.
Act 3. The Poisoned Paradise.
His greatest masterpiece was not conquest, it was conversion. Sauron did not arrive in Numenor as a king. He arrived as a prisoner. He let himself be taken voluntarily, with a smile, a dark god in chains, entering paradise. And then he began to speak, not with threats, with questions. He listened to their fears and found the wound all men carry, death. He did not deny it. He renamed it. He called it injustice. The gods live forever, and you do not. They do not share their immortality. They imprison you in time. This was not an invasion. It was a seduction, not born from hatred, but from hope. And Numenor listened. The mightiest civilization in the world chose suicide. They did not march against an enemy. They marched against heaven itself. They built the greatest fleet ever to sail any sea, to storm eternity. And how does heaven answer pride? Not with words, with silence, then with annihilation. The world broke. Numenor drowned, and Ilúvatar himself reshaped the world. Even God chose destruction over correction. Sauron's body perished, but his idea survived. He did not need to kill Numenor. He had already taught it how to destroy itself. So, here is the real question. How do you convince paradise it is hell? You promise heaven. And from this moment on, Sauron is no longer merely the villain of the story. He is its philosopher.
Act 4. The Bitter Freedom.
The final war approaches, but Tolkien despised simple wars. Swords and armies were never the real battlefield. The real battle was in the heart. Why can't we use the ring for good? It's the most dangerous sentence in Middle-earth, because Tolkien already answered it. If Gandalf had taken the ring, he would not have saved the world. He would have perfected it. Do you think the ring would make Gandalf cruel? No, it would make him right, unquestionably right. Sauron was a tyrant, and you could feel his chains. His evil was loud, brutal, obvious. But Gandalf? He would have been a righteous tyrant, a gentle one. A better world built without asking.
Tolkien himself warned us. Gandalf as Ring Lord would have been far worse than Sauron, not because he would destroy Middle-earth, but because he would fix it. Imagine it. No war, no hunger, no injustice, only order, only peace, only one will deciding what is good for everyone else. And you would thank him for it. And that is the horror. Sauron wanted slaves. Gandalf would have wanted souls. And that's the truth most fans don't want to face. Gandalf with the ring might not have been darker than Sauron. He might have been worse, because he would have made the cage beautiful, and no one would try to escape. The only way to win was to reject the game entirely.
Act 5. The Shadows That Remain.
The ring was destroyed. The tower fell. Sauron became a whisper. He's gone. But are you sure? Because the Dark Lord never lived only in Mordor. He lives in an idea, a shadow in your mind, an idea so seductive it slips inside unnoticed. The belief that your wisdom is so complete that you must impose it on others. Sometimes it wears the mask of concern, sometimes of order, sometimes the need to save people from themselves. Chains gilded in good intentions, invisible chains, invisible prisons, and every age forges its own rings, and we just learned to call them differently. He whispers through the voice that says, "If only they would listen to me." That is not wisdom speaking. That is Sauron learning your voice. Sauron is gone, but we did not destroy the ring. We simply found new fingers to carry it, new hands to gild the cage. The question was never, how do we destroy the Dark Lord? It is, how do you silence the whisper of the Dark Lord within you? Because Sauron lost the war, but his most dangerous weapon survived. And tonight, it did not need to find you. It was already here. Chains of control, rules gilded as freedom, care disguised as domination. The shadow of Sauron walks within us all. Look closely and ask yourself, are you listening? The Dark Lord is gone, but his idea is eternal. It does not need a body. It does not need armies. It needs only a mind, willing to rule others, even for the sake of right. And now listen. Every command you issue, every law you enforce, every plan you impose, the whisper rides your voice. Chains, 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 invisible, gilded, unbroken. And if you felt uncomfortable tonight,
If some line struck deeper than you expected, let it linger, because that whisper is not someone else. It is you. And the question is whether you will answer.
And before you go, thank you for spending this time with us. Not just watching, but thinking. If this episode made you uncomfortable, that's a good thing. It means it worked. Now we want to hear from you. Was Sauron truly evil, or was he something far more dangerous? Was he a monster or a mirror? Tell us what you think in the comments. We read them, we argue with them, and sometimes we build new episodes from them. If you found value in this story, give the episode a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want more stories like this, more myths turned inside out, more uncomfortable truths hiding inside fantasy, subscribe. The next episode is already waiting for you. And trust us, it goes even deeper.